what's up, guys? So the Mandalorian season 3 episode 4 is officially here, and with this episode, I kind of found to be a really good, but at the same time, it was a pretty solid. And with this episode being like the shortest episode, and I kind of found to be a lot better than the last one, even with the Republic being introduced to Dr. Pershing, and with this episode, I really liked it, and we even got a question that was answered in this episode, like who saved Grogu from Order 66 as well, and so much more. And so in this video, is a beautiful spoiler review for the Mandalorian season 3 episode 4, and go over everything that went down, and going over the ending, and just to give you guys my overall thoughts about what I think of this season, and even with the entirety of the show, and how this season is going to progress as well. But if you're new to the channel and you don't stuff like this, then be sure to click the bell so you miss out on videos of this video. So let's get into it. And so with the overall purpose of this episode is with Din-Djiarin to redeem himself, to earn back the position of the Mandalorian. That's kind of what we saw back in episode 2, and then he meets up with all the other Mandalorians, which how we see how this episode starts, and then we see a Bo-Katan with them as she redeemed herself as well. She did not remove her helmet, but she did reveal that she saw the Mythosaur, but I'll get to that at the end as well. And even with the Din-Djiarin who has redeemed himself, is now with the other Mandalorians as well, which this entirety of the season is most likely about. And then next we see all the other Mandalorians in training, and we see a game where Grogu and that kid who was recruited by the other Mandalorians back in the very first episode, and we see them playing a game of darts and to test Grogu and as a knowledge and like his powers, and even using the Force as well. And now, especially with the episode's the title, it's called The Foundling. It's a double focusing on Grogu, and even with his past, it's been revealed, so like a backstory, especially for Grogu. And then we see Din-Djiarin kind of encouraging Grogu, kind of like a father and son moment, and then we see Grogu just like jumping around, and then even beating him as well. So it makes Grogu the winner, and I really liked Grogu in this episode. It really tested knowledge, especially in like a game of darts, and then we see that it's a giant like a dragon appear. It's a dragon creature, and with taking the kid as well, and then as we see Grogu here along with a bunch of other Mandalorians, especially with all of them going to rescue the kid from the dragon, and with the armorer, and that like challenges Grogu, like if he wants to become a Mandalorian, it would just see him walk, and just like a cute way. I mean, I love how he walks, and then we see the armor that's going to challenge Grogu, and then as we see the armor trying like make something, and it makes Grogu having a flashback, and then we see Order 66, and then we see Grogu like going to escape. Then he gets into an elevator, and then right as the elevator opens, we see who. And with this person that sees Grogu is actually a Killer and Beck, played by Mayhem the Best, who is revealed to be a Jedi Master, who also voiced Jar Jar from the prequels. And even with who this guy is, we thought Mace Windu was a recast. I think this thing that this person like played the voice of Jar Jar, and it was so nice, to see him in there. And then we see Grogu like being saved, and I think I'm glad that we got this question answered, especially in this episode. And now the entirety of the episode is with the other Mandalorians that are going to save the child from the dragon, and we see Din-Djiarin and Bo-Katan trying to help in as well, and even as they're trying just to save the child, with the child's father involved as well, and with all that happens, the child is finally rescued, and the dragon is then eaten, and then we hear this is the way, and I'm pretty sure that that's pretty much how this episode concluded, and even with what this episode was about. and now with the ending to this episode, is we see everyone cheering because of the child is back, and then we see like other creatures that are coming out because that's who are they are supposed to be training, and then with this last scene with Bo-Katan, tells the armor. I actually saw a mythosaur, and then she sees like a mythosaur head, and I think like within the next few episodes, I think we're definitely gonna see something that's gonna be related to the mythosaur whatsoever. But I think with this episode, I kind of found to be a weak and pretty solid, but it was also pretty good as well. And now to kind of wrap up this review, these are all my overall thoughts about this season 3 of the Mandalorian so far. Since we're like halfway through this season, and I kind of felt like this has been like the weakest season because we haven't had a season since like 2020, and with this season, I thought it started off pretty good, but at the same time as the season progressed, but I think that this season like kind of felt weak and not good and not engaging the viewer. I think I really enjoyed this season from the start, and I do like Star Wars content pretty much. But I think with the Mandalorian season 3, it's losing people's interest. But I kind of felt like that this season was good, but we got to see Din-Djiarin and Grogu back together again, and even continuing their adventures throughout the galaxy. And to add on top of that, even as we're halfway through this season, I feel like we aren't getting the main gist of what this new season is about. Even with all the flashbacks and all the Star Wars action, even with the Din-Djiarin along with a bunch of other Mandalorians, I felt like we weren't getting as much of the plot, but I kind of felt like I think that this season has been good, but at the same time, it's been pretty weak. And yeah, with my overall thoughts on the Mandalorian season 3 episode 4, I kind of found this to be a good, but at the same time, like I mentioned, it was pretty solid and like kind of weak as well. But we did get that question inserted and that cameo. But I think the season is off to a weak start, especially as we're halfway through the season and we aren't getting much of the gist of what the season is about. But I think we're starting to get more later on, even with Din-Djiarin and Grogu still continuing their adventure, even the galaxy as well. So yeah, I think I enjoyed this episode, but again, it was good, but at the same time, it was pretty weak, even with other Mandalorians, and even with this episode, that was the shortest one, and also 30 minutes as well. And so that's gonna be for this video, and let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments down below, and what your thoughts on this episode 4 of the Mandalorian season 3. Give me a rating between 1 out of 10. You can get this video like and subscribe to turn on the notification bell for future videos. And if I have updates, always follow me on Twitter. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.